Parental discretion is advised.
Find yourself in the Beachview area of Pittsburgh? Check out the official pizza of this show, Slice on Broadway, sharing an abnormal obsession with pizza we can relate to. Check them out at sliceonbroadway.com and tell them this show sent you. Hey guys, are you enjoying the Wrestling Mayhem Show? Are you finding value in these conversations? Do you want to support it so we can become even bigger? Check out patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show. Want to have your business or podcast featured on the show? Contact us at info@sorgatronmedia.com. Subject line, advertising.
Wait, just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Don't give up what you want, take it back. Wait for the perfect attack.
Hey guys, it's the Wrestling Mayhem Show where we talk about professional wrestling. Wrestling of a professional nature, although it's kind of fun. It's kind of not that sometimes. Here I am, Sorgatron, at Sorgatron on Twitter from the Mayhem Studios in Pittsburgh, PA, ready to get funky with this podcast. With me from the deep bowels of Pittsburgh's underground is Papa Lunchbox at DJ Lunchbox on the Twitters.
Hello everybody, DJ Lunchbox on the Twitters, at Panel Riot, also on the Twitters. Go check it out, panelriot.com. Bye.
Good job. Also with us from Poughkeepsie, New York, he's Dancing Mad Mike.
How funky is your podcast? How loose is your goose? Our goose is very loose.
Also with us, the guy featured over on
goose.
At Midnight's Tumblr page. There he is right there under the Chris Hardwick, if you're on the video, is Bobby F. J-Town.
I have no idea how that happened, but hopefully I'll be on the show, but I doubt it. But we'll
Tweet
see.
is Shy Times, hashtag Ruin a Magazine at
'Cause
midnight. There you go.
Because you're goddamn hilarious, Bobby.
Do you have
Thank
a
you.
lot of new
That's how it
followers from that?
What's that?
You have a lot of new followers from that?
Not a one.
Which proves that nobody goes to Tumblr.
Yeah,
Sorry, LB.
pretty much.
Sorry, LB.
It's okay, I know.
But his sister
I'm
Wrestling
one of
Mayhem
7
Show.
people on Tumblr.
You can
It's
For
me and
these
a bunch of Doctor Who
Tumblr.
fans.
You're the 6th person on Tumblr. I have a Tumblr account. I haven't used it in forever.
thanks intro music, of course, by Basic Sickness at basicsickness.com. You can check us out at wrestlingmayhemshow.com or drop us an email address at goodtimes at wrestlingmayhemshow.com 412-206-WMS0. You can also hit us up on iTunes, Stitcher, Spreaker, YouTube, and I think this one's on iHeartRadio by now. Anywhere audio and video forms. Please subscribe, comment, share them anywhere to help get that out there. And of course, you can hit us up on Twitter at Mayhem Show, Facebook, Google Plus, and the Great Wrestling Mayhem Show Facebook group where a lot of conversation happens. We're going to touch on some of that conversation, actually. You can also hit us up here live every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, more or less, at live.sorgatronmedia.com. You can interact with us and our friends of the show. And also, hey, real quick, if you have a bookmark to this show that is sorgatronmedia.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show, that link will be dead in the very near future. We actually set things straight, and WrestlingMayhemShow.com is no longer a forward. It's going to be WrestlingMayhemShow.com, period, from here on out. So please update your bookmarks from here on, or else they may not work here. And if you subscribe to this via the blog or anything like that, also please resubscribe there at WrestlingMayhemShow.com. So with that, also big thanks to our Patreon supporters. You heard it at the top of the show, patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show. Thanks to TheWrestlingRevolution.com, who's our first Patreon supporter, been supporting us ever since. And of course, Bo Diggity! Woo! For supporting the show. So let's get this show started the only way we know how, with the fan mail. First of all, Pierre K., aka Mr. Techwood Drive, he left us an email where he expounded upon how much he is confused about the Divas division. What is wrong with the Divas division is his lead off, going on about the Bella Twins, and now AJ Lee, Paige are involved, as we saw on Raw Monday nights, kind of the chase guys. What do you think of what's going on here? Do you like that the Diva division is kind of conjoined at this point? That we talked about intertwining storylines last night on the Raw wrap-up that you can check out on the Wrestling Mayhem Show super feed. Do you guys like that that's coming together, or is it mucking things up for you?
It's
What?
a giant divas party, and everyone's invited except for most of the divas.
Except for everybody that's on Total Divas.
Yeah.
They're taking the interesting thing happening with the Divas, and they're mashing it up with the garbage thing that's happening with
Yeah.
the Divas,
Mhm.
and it's upsetting. It's not getting peanut butter in my chocolate and chocolate in my peanut butter. It's getting peanut butter in my shit and shit in my peanut butter. And you know what you have when you take shit and combine peanut butter? More shit.
With
Actually, for me,
peanuts.
it is like getting chocolate in your peanut butter because I don't really like peanut butter that much. But I think if this doesn't lead to a Bella versus Bella with the title on the line, then it's okay.
Mhm.
But if one of the Bellas gets the belt, then no. Just no.
It'll be a sad day for the divas division.
Maybe this all just ends up with Stephanie having the belt again.
That'd be cool.
I wonder if the bookers are basing this off of Supercard, because if they are, we're gonna have Divas champion Eva Marie by WrestleMania.
Damn, Eva Marie. Celebrate every time we beat her in that damn game. I don't know. What was? Oh, who said that last night? That the Bellas is Owen and Brett just with worse acting.
That was me.
That was a Mad Mikeism right there. And now mucked in with everything else.
Because I like the feud of the Bellas.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't want my Divas title stuck in there.
No. And it was so nice because we had two disparate things happening in the Divas division, right? Even though it's like an authority-ish thing, and it's really just kind of, this is what we have instead of Daniel Bryan now. Yay! But I don't know. It shouldn't be interconjoined. I'm hoping it doesn't lead to like a fatal 4-way, 3-way, something or other at Night of Champions.
I can see him doing
I-
that.
And what
It's
and what
yeah,
happened?
it's going to be.
Also, what happened with Natty? Natty beat the champion like 2-3 times now, and she hasn't gotten a shot.
Poor
in
Natty.
forever.
Poor Natty. Right.
What if they have like a championship scramble, but with the ladies?
They've
I
done
would,
that
I would
at
actually be
WrestleMania.
on board for that.
Mhm.
I'd
That
be
was
on
fun.
board
That
for
was fun at WrestleMania. That was fun at WrestleMania.
Oh yeah, that was a great match.
Eh.
For given that they were given about 7 minutes.
And it was right
And
after
they-
the Undertaker match.
Yeah, and they
It was
had
like-
to follow the hardest match in the history of wrestling to ever
Yeah.
follow. That was a damn fine match.
Yeah, it was fun.
Mhm.
And if they did a scramble with the Bellas, Paige, and Natty and Eva, I think that could be fun. I think that could be really a lot of fun. But that just screams that they give Eva Marie the belt on a fluke.
Certainly. We got another email. Dustin is back. I actually had a little bit of a chat with Dustin on the geez, I don't know what I was chatting with him on. It all meshes together, guys. All the social medias. LB, you want to get this one?
Sure. Mayhem Nation. I don't mean to be a bruiser, but I was kidnapped by ninjas while muscle busting on the surfboard, thinking of ways to save mankind, capital M. They forced me into a very large creeper van named Love Machine, eerily reminiscent to school promos they played in 2nd grade. You know, the one with the guy who had a mustache like Joey Ryan and thinking he was too cold. Scorpio was his sign, I believe. If I get that wrong, just don't fire Eric because he was total nonstop action at his bash at the beach. But I digress. From the point of which ninja members took me hostage like a one-man gang before dropping me off in a boiler room, it truly was a terror dome of fears, a dungeon of doom, if you will. Dusty roads with dead ends almost forced me to Earl. Hebner was the mouse's name that led me to where Even flowed from. This was some PN news as I felt like Norman, smiley-faced. I found Moppy as a companion, so she mustn't be a simple write-off. An escape plan was simple, but the taskmaster was waiting in the wings, much like a sinister minister lurks, waiting for a schoolboy to roll up on. Alas, I crashed through the sight that truly was a shock. Master had planned a surprise party. Marty was there, which was great. Kali sang karaoke in 3D, and man, was he big. Show me the way to San Jose. Lothario did the catering. You know you love me. Question. I would like to pause for a round of applause.
Yes, yes.
That was great.
That was phenomenal.
That's the first time I've heard the IRS finisher write-off mentioned in about 15 years.
I really think we should post this on the Wrestling Mayhem Show website so people can properly appreciate what just happened.
I did one of those years ago with band names, but yeah, that's awesome for wrestlers. Like doing it with wrestlers.
Amazing. Question. I have been desperately seeking to understand what a, quote, wrestling alternative means. Everyone has their own opinions, but screw everyone. I want to hear yours. Please tell me what qualifies in your mind, as well as what you want in a wrestling alternative. I don't know. Boxing?
MMA?
I don't know. MMA maybe. What are people referring to when they say wrestling
Is
alternative?
he talking about like an alternative to WWE?
Downton Abbey.
What? No.
Solid.
No, I don't think that.
Solid.
No.
When I'm not watching, hi guys, this is DJ Lunchbox, and when I'm not watching WWE, I prefer to pass the time watching Downton Abbey. That's right, folks. The Brits and the tea and the servants and the Titanic. I'm sorry. Good.
I think he's talking about like an alternative to wrestling, like an alternative to watching mainstream wrestling. Like I think Chikara is a fine alternative to this.
I was gonna say like a happy mashup of Chikara and NXT would be perfect.
True.
ROH
is
maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, in the long run, indie wrestling. I mean, what are we talking about? Something that's outside the norm, like the old age school wrestling that a lot of friends of the show are involved with. I forget what the official name of that is, but they're coming up on their second show, I think, where they do everything like it's like 30s pro wrestling.
Wow.
To the point where I think the video is all in black and white.
So it's like the vaudevillains all the time.
You have
that would be amazing.
Pro Wrestling Syndicate has announced they're going to release every Monday a new internet TV show. By the way, calling your thing a TV show, but saying it's going to be on the internet, you're not allowed to do that.
Fudging the
web
facts.
series.
Yeah, you can't say we have a
Web.
TV show. We're completely on the TV. Internet TVs. No, that's weird. I only saw a little bit of it. I still need to get through and watch the promo and everything like that. Or we have... Okay, I'm going to bite my tongue here. We have TV on cable access. You know, I mean, that's not proud.
But
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
like
it's
TNA using the hashtag Impact Live.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, exactly. They're still using that?
No, not anymore. Now
Good,
it's Impact
good.
on Spike
But-
because they
but
desperately
granted,
want to still be associated with Spike.
In all aspects, to the people doing the cable access, to people doing internet TV, awesome they're getting out there, awesome they're getting on TV. Seriously. It's just, I think people's expectations are getting skewed a little bit by the way they're being presented. This is not, it's not we're on TV and we're competition to Monday Night Raw, you know. I've heard those facts skewed over the years of saying we're a national wrestling, nationally watched wrestling, forum. But I'm diverting again.
Wrestling alternatives.
Wrestling alternatives. No, I think Chikara is a fine example of that. It's a different brand of wrestling. It's bringing something to wrestling. It's genuinely fun for kids, which obviously WWE I think wants to get away from the kid thing, yet wants to hold on to it with a chokehold with this cartoon programming. I don't. Yeah. I don't know. They want to create their own alternatives. NXT is their own alternative. Watching old Nitro is an alternative.
Which was awesome last
Which
night.
was amazing.
I wonder if that flag store is still in the Mall of America.
I want to know if the Great
hope
Train
so.
store is still there.
That is all I thought through the whole thing. I was like, is that flag store still open? I want to go there.
Watching the
I need-
first Nitro just made me miss service merchandise.
Yeah. I need a Chile flag.
But I don't do like other than are you guys? I feel like the alternatives are your indies. Nothing else
Pretty
is on
much,
TV at this point. I don't know. Billy Corgan is going to have a reality show about his Fed. Is that an alternative?
Oh, actually, I did hear about something. On the El Rey network, they're supposed to be having a free screening of their Lucha Libre program.
Oh, good.
Aren't
So-
they supposed to get AAA Mexico?
I don't know if it's AAA. It didn't say AAA in the little blurb that I saw, but
Mhm.
Lucha Libre is definitively an alternative.
Absolutely.
I don't get no right now.
There was a-
AAA,
there was a
it's on Univision too, isn't it?
It was
Oh,
for
is
a
it?
bit. It
I
used
think
to
I
be.
get Univision.
I don't know. Mexican wrestling is amazing.
Yes, it is.
Might
I
have
don't
to
know what the hell is happening, and it's just
Uh,
a joy to watch.
way back in the day when we had like the Direct TV, like Chachi and I used to watch it for hours, and then fall asleep and laugh at all the Spanish jokes. Yeah, none of us took Spanish. Bobby?
I just remember sitting at my sister's place in Washington, D.C., watching Spanish commercials, and the one came on for GIF, and it would be like, Chief! It just made me think of that. Sorry.
Bobby,
Sorry to
speak
ramble.
Spanish.
Sorry to ramble.
Anyways, on that point, thanks there, Dustin, for that. Oh, wait,
There's
did you
still
finish
more.
that off? There's still more.
Yes. Deep. Keep kicking out at 2, TNA. You've seen this thing eventually. Regards, Dustin. P.S. I've been asked by a website to start writing some articles/blogs. I have 2 up so far, but give this one a read and hit me up with some feedback when you have the time. And it is at talktna.com/TNA-news/a-stimulus-4-Samuel-Shaw. I'm sure we're going to post that on the Mayhem Show and on the
Yeah. I'm
Why
trying to
don't
load
post
it
it on
now.
the Facebook page.
Yeah.
We'll post that here. It's going to go out here momentarily to all these social medias. In the meantime, hey, big ups. That happened? Did that just happen?
What?
What?
To
What happened,
our
Sword?
friends of the show, Slice on Broadway, providing great pizza to friends of the show in the studio that get to sample that, feeding them as they come out here in the lonely nights in Beachview. And they're over here in Beachview, up on Broadway. If you're in the Pittsburgh area, please go check them out. SliceOnBroadway.com. New location all the way out there in Carnegie, PA, or Carnegie, as I've been told it might be pronounced by some other regional people. If you're heading out from the airport, you see that sign for Carnegie. I'm just going to combine both of them now. Go down to Main Street. There's Slice on Broadway. That's not on Broadway because it's on Main Street. Problem with the name now, but that's okay because they got good pizza to make up for it. Rick Seaback, if you're in Pittsburgh, you know who that is. That's really important. He was down there checking out the new location. He beat me to it, just like everything else cool in Pittsburgh. So go check him out, sliceonbroadway.com. Follow him on the Facebooks. Follow him on the Twitters at, I believe it's PGH_slice, or reverse that. I can't remember off the top of my head. And tell him the Wrestling Mayhem Show sent you. Even if you're in freaking Iowa, go tell him. Go tell him you wish you were in Pittsburgh so you could go check that out.
Well, they know us in Iowa.
They do know us in Iowa.
Ooh, they know
They
us in Iowa.
Okay.
They don't know us in Iowa. Then I wasted a lot of money going to Iowa.
Were you papering the streets of Davenport with WMS flyers?
Nope, just screaming in the streets. Just walking around
Hear ye!
all
Hear
of
ye!
Iowa. Screaming
People
all
of
of them.
Iowa!
Screaming our Twitter names, screaming the URL, screaming all the websites.
I bring you peace and mayhem show.
I bring you love and podcasts.
This is getting weird, guys. It's getting real weird.
We wouldn't have it any other way.
Wow. But thank you for that. Go check them out, sliceonbroadway.com. Hold on, sending a tweet out for Dustin's article for everybody to see. Let's expose
And I
it to the
just put
world.
Dustin's article on the Facebook
It's on
page.
the Wrestling Mayhem Show group as well. So please go check that out. So interesting things have occurred this week.
Like
One,
what? What, Sorg?
Like Ryback.
Aw, shit.
There's been questions. Is he injured? What's going on? Is the big guy going out just when we're all starting to love him?
That might be an exaggeration.
Maybe a little bit.
Wait till
maybe
you
a
see
little
this
bit.
video.
Wait till you see this video. I don't have
I
it.
have
I don't have
not
it available.
seen this video.
You need to find this video. So Ryback Hospital. it's a auto.
He is in Scrubs.
So he's in Scrubs. He's in a hospital bed. He gives about a 2-minute promo.
Are the scrubs airbrushed?
No,
the
their scrubs are not
the scrubs are
airbrushed.
not
They're-
airbrushed. This is the first thing I have. It's the first time since Yip I've seen him in something not airbrushed. But there he is. He gives about a 2-minute promo. He goes on, thank you to all the fans and the mothers, especially the mothers. And it says the Ryback will be... And about... It gets to the end where he tries to spout out a Ryback rules and then falls asleep. This is what I think happens. Well, first of all, and he also gives a shout out to his good friend Babe Ruth. Brandon Stroud points out in his article how Babe Ruth has been dead for about 70 years. And also the mother's comment, and also he apparently dies at the end trying to get his catchphrase out there. So this is my assessment. I think what happens, some of us have been in for surgery, right? And you've gotten you received the anesthetic. Are you all right?
I watched it.
So
You need to.
like
Okay,
Ryback
you need
after
to.
dentist?
You need to.
That's
Please.
amazing.
It is.
So-
it is basically Ryback after dentist.
It is. It is. But no, typically when you get the anesthetic, you're going to pass out for surgery. They administer it. You feel a cool burny sensation, if I recall. And then they tell you to count down, like from 100 or something, right? And you don't get to 90, typically. I think instead of doing the countdown, Ryback said, "I'm going to cut a promo,"
Basically what he did.
and he cut a promo before he fell asleep. I think, like, in Ryback's mind, I think he's like, if I'm going to go out and this surgery doesn't go well, this is how I'm going to go out.
Go down style.
You got your last words
Wow.
from Ryback, you know?
With this shower cap on my head.
With this shower cap on my head. Ryback is my favorite internet person from wrestling right now. Can I say that? Am I allowed to say that? Are we allowed to do that? Is this okay? Is this
I don't know.
I love that every time he sends out a tweet, he then deletes it.
What is that?
He hasn't left a tweet up since, I guess, like the middle of last year.
This is like 2 minutes exactly, too.
Hmm?
That's crazy. This is
Well, he's a professional promo cutter. He's to the minute, to the second, Sorg.
You gotta time that out.
whenever he passes out. So everybody
Otherwise,
still
Vince
loves
McMahon
bigger.
will finger your butthole again.
I want to look at the rest of his YouTube videos because he's got a whole channel here. Oh man, we're gonna bookmark that guy for later when we have some fun time. So there's that. Ryback. I hope he's not going anywhere. I feel bad for Curtis Axel being in limbo. Although Curtis Axel is featured in a 3-pack at Kmart with Stone Cold Steve Austin and Brock Lesnar, apparently.
Yeah.
So there's that. I think they
Like I
just
said, buy two, get one free.
Yep.
Guess who's free?
They have to get rid of all these Curtis Axel figures somehow.
we got to move these Curtis Axels. Sorry. I got nothing.
I don't even think I've seen Curtis Axel in Supercard. That's really bad.
Axel parking, $5 per axle.
No, I don't think I have.
Bobby,
I don't
no,
think I've seen Curtis Axel in Supercard.
Bobby. Absolutely not.
I have his dad, Kurt Hennig.
Really?
Yeah, I had a Kurt Hennig too.
Yeah.
I've never seen a Curtis Axel.
And then we just dropped down to the Supercard.
Back to Supercar.
By the way, hey, shouts out to Alex Cars who dropped us this Tutista. The hell?
It's
Is he
so cute,
sign-
it's
it's two Batistas hugging each other. That is the strangest thing. Speaking of strange things, I did something bad.
Oh, no.
Sorg,
Sorg, what did you do?
what did you do? What did you do? Do I have to rub your nose in it?
Oh man! If you do, it'll be the cutest thing you've ever seen.
Does it involve peanut butter?
Because
Does it
I
involve
discovered, actually, this is my wife's fault.
I know.
Sure.
Sorg, you
Blame
can't
the
blame your
wife.
wife for everything.
She admits it's her fault that this happened originally. Oh, why can't I find it? There it is. I think I found it. If you've ever seen youtube.com/Chibi Wrestlers HD.
Oh Jesus!
There's several things
Sorry,
happening.
sorry,
First of
sorry.
all, I sat for an hour just letting the playlist run. Apparently, this is something that's been happening at least since 2010, probably a little bit earlier. But if you go check out the Chibi Wrestlers, there's some fantastic stuff going on some ongoing stuff with Bailey, with Rusev, with The Shield, including what has been developed as HappyScaryDean. Apparently, always sneak. That's even Marie. Always
explain to the listeners at home what Chibi is.
Chibi
Not everybody
is.
would know.
Imagine you've probably seen it, and not knowing it, but basically the characters are drawn in a cute fashion with big eyes. It's a Japanese thing originally, I believe. They have cute eyes, big heads, small bodies. I don't know. What else would I need to describe those guys?
That's about it. Like,
Okay.
yeah, super deformed, very cute.
Yes. So
Adorbs.
Adorbs,
and there's so many like small jokes in here. Like Triple H is just talking with Seth Rollins, and he's shining a shovel, for burying people. HappyScaryDean is, so if we're on the video, this is actually the invention of HappyScaryDean, as the Seth Rollins heel turn in Chibi form, as it's Dean turning into HappyScaryDean. Which like sequences like Seth Rollins orders a pizza, it shows up, and it's HappyScaryDean, and he's whispering, "I pissed in your pizza."
Okay.
So Sword, basically, this is all the stuff that we say at the end of 3 hours of hanging out watching Raw.
This is, if we had access to Flash, this is what would happen. It's a Flash animation. This is certainly what would happen. The one popping up here about one of the Wyatts being afraid of the dark, the best ever. And the lamb mask Flash, instead of the blah, it's a achoo. It's fantastic. LB, I think I just ruined your night with this.
You may have.
It's been all over.
I had to edit a podcast and fill out a bunch of stuff online, but fuck that. My night is spoken for.
I literally did sit here for an hour. There's at least 70 some videos on here. Most of them are like less than a minute. So I just let it go.
Okay.
You get to a certain point, and you can tell if you're watching the playlist, it's in opposite order. So you see the quality. They have T-shirts. I unfortunately showed this to the recovering Jen Carlins, who has been she's also tweeted the Mayhem Show account at least 3 HappyScaryDeans while we've been broadcasting. Such as this one.
She sent me a picture of someone licking the abs of Dean Ambrose.
What the hell?
Whoa.
Sounds like she's got that Photoshop up and running.
Them's his boundary issues.
Comments. Yes. Comments from the chat room. Garza says that Chibi Wrestlers is what hell looks like.
I don't know about that necessarily. Have you watched TNA?
Oh no.
Well, I mean, think about it. All those guys are stuck there. They're barely getting paid. And once that's gone, they have nowhere else to go.
That's purgatory, more like. It sounds like purgatory.
That's so sad.
No, purgatory, you go up or down. If
Yeah,
you're
but
in
they're
hell,
stuck. They're stuck there, and they're not getting paid for it. They're just there.
Oh, and apparently, according to Jen, who is listening live to the show, she said it was SpongeBob licking the abs of Dean Ambrose. I forgot that little tidbit. So,
Solid.
yeah.
So that's a thing.
That's the new SpongeBob movie.
Can we, while we're on the internet things and memes and whatnot, can we talk about the 2-year-old that can name each WWE theme song? I'm with Riz on this. I think it's kind of horseshit. I think it's fixed. I think there's a screen in front of the kid every time. Now WWE is putting out videos with him. Again, kid has a cell phone in front of him. I'm really speculative on this. He's a little slower with it.
No, I think. Listen, I know a 2-year-old who is better at what the fuck is the name of that game? Oh, it's a first-person shooter. They just came out with the sequel, and they're coming out with a prequel.
Halo? No.
Borderlands. This kid
Yeah.
is he's 2 years old, better at Borderlands 2 than any of us.
Wow.
It is entirely feasible that this kid has zeroed in on something here.
Well, I think somebody I think might have pointed out that this is like an autistic thing. I might not have that right. It might be something else.
Could be.
And that's why the kids. One thing that is absolutely unmistakable: this is the cutest damn kid on the internet. So
I'm gonna say he's top 5 cutest kid. One of the top 5 cutest.
definitely
kids on
top
the
5
internet.
cutest kid on the internet.
Yeah.
So and he likes wrestling
Well,
themes.
There was another autism thing with wrestling this week too. Did you see that article about Batista in Guardians
yeah,
of the
I saw that.
Galaxy?
Oh yeah.
I forget who posted that, but somebody posted a story about this kid's brother who's autistic, and he identified with Batista because he can't do metaphors.
Mm-hmm.
And like he said, he finally has a hero to look up to. So I think that's great.
To expand upon that, for people that for the 2 people that probably haven't seen Guardians, Batista. So, what was the metaphor they were saying? That's that comment's over your head.
Yeah,
and
it'll go over
Batista,
your head.
as Drax says, well, then I'll just catch it because I'm quick.
I have
and-
Well, no, he said nothing
like
goes
reflexes.
over my head. My reflexes are too good. I would catch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
But
great.
yeah, also he goes finger to the throat, metaphor.
Hmm.
Yeah. But
And
also, Sork,
Yeah.
on the Twitter, Jen Carlins is now issuing a challenge to that child on behalf of her child.
Oh no. So that's happening. This is-
if by chance that father is listening to the Wrestling Mayhem Show,
Mhm.
Gauntlet has been thrown.
I feel like we're getting into a real weird area here.
Oh,
We're organizing.
It's still
toddler
not as
fights.
weird as Boss Battle got earlier tonight.
That's our alternative to wrestling, toddler fights.
Toddler
Toddler
fights. There you
fights.
go. Bringing it back.
Toddlers, fight.
babies.
Bringing it around.
Wow. And that's where this podcast got weird. So on that point, let's end that.
That's
We're gonna-
that's where it got weird.
That's-
It's
You
just
made
now.
it weird.
You
You
just
made
now
it
made a
weird.
turn.
Maybe a little bit. Guys, hey, we're going to be back. We're going to do Remember When. We're going to have a lot more conversation. We'll bring back some more of the crew, maybe a little bit, to talk some more about wrestling for this week. Also, I've shared that through Wrestling Mayhem Show Facebook group, that Drax picture if you want to check that out. Hey, guys, this week, big release, of course, AJ Styles, the missing matches, some great matches from the indies with him against guys like Matt Hardy when he was kind of in WWE. Christian before that was like an important thing. CM Punk before you knew who any of those people were. Mix in some stuff from 1PW in England with about 40-45 minutes of exclusive interview with him, expounding a lot of things on TNA, what he thought worked, what he thought didn't work, some of his thoughts on talent and the indies today. It's a great watch. It's 2 discs, about over 4 hours of stuff. It's available right now on joe-dombrowski.com in DVD and digital download. You can also get the digital download here over at sorgatronmedia.com. Go check out the trailer. Check that out. We'll be right back with Remember When, but if you're on video, you're going to get that trailer right here. We'll be right back.
This is my time, my grind. Promise I'ma do this right. Open eyes, see the sign. Now I give it all I got. This is not what you think. This is nowhere near a game to me. It's the air that I breathe in my wildest dreams. Seems out of reach and a little far from my grasp. Times past used to fall on my ass. Every time, heavy grind, getting mine till I reach the finish line. Never die. Tell you why I stay prepared like my life's on the line. And I'm fixing to crash and burn. I'm taking turns for the worst. Learn what was really worth. Putting first, never hurt the people that you love. And if you can't do that, then you should give the game up. Straight up. This is my life. Give it everything I got. Live bright, out of sight, shining in the line.
I put them side by side as the guys that I learned from, the guys that helped me get to where I'm at today.
How do you fix the X division? What's the biggest mistake that TNA has made? Who's the next breakout star?
It made me mad when I see this happen. I'm like, God, perception's reality. I don't think they gave him the opportunity, just like, there's a lot of guys that didn't have the opportunity. They were in and out.
I lay the competition with you and never had man me. Instead of getting raped by the lyrical transition, switching up my style in the middle of a mission. It's good as shit. That the call is something like spitting. Bounce to the nearest safe house and vision. A decision.
Hey guys, welcome back, and again, check out AJ Styles, the missing matches, so much more. Joe-Dombrowski.com, and also check out all the rest of the stuff at SoyertronMedia.com/store, where you can sign up for the mailing list and get a free download of IWC Super Indie 1 when you sign up to that mailing, just for new signups only, of course.
By the way, that is an awesome DVD.
That is an awesome DVD. What, the AJ Styles?
No, the Super Indie 1.
Okay.
Awesome matches on that DVD.
There you go. Good stuff.
See, I'm still in my salesman pitch here, Sword.
You are still in your salesman pitch from being on the
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. Riz is joining us, of course. A bunch of other people, including Hot Wheels, is with us. And I think that's all that jumped in here, actually. But we're going to go to Remember When?
And they're singing a song of Remember When. Jesse James can't remember and remember again. 'Cause they shot his horse and they shot his wife. And then they shot him in the chest.
That is the
And then
saddest.
Wow.
Jesse James was a piece of shit.
Whoa!
Right?
But still,
Don't
that's
fucking
the
get sad
saddest.
for Jesse
That's the
James.
saddest Remember When
Yeah,
song ever.
why did he have to all
Jesse
die?
James was a terrible piece of shit.
Why
What
do
did
we
his
hate the
wife
road
do?
dog?
This is
Yeah,
weird.
why-
This is really
why-
weird.
Fuck you, Mike. God damn it. Get the fuck out of here.
Guys, this week, of course, they released WCW Nitro in all its glory
Yeah.
on the WWE Network. The first episode played right after Raw on Monday night. We were all transfixed by it as we were trying to do our Raw wrap-up, available on the Wrestling Mayhem Show Super Feed on Stitcher and iTunes. So many memories are flooding back, guys, and some that I didn't even remember. So what do you remember about WCW Nitro, guys? Mike, I know you got something.
Oh God! I last night I just watched the Oh My God top 50 memories of WCW.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to pick nothing from that whole DVD, and just it's a fun DVD, but I'm going to pick nothing from that because I'm sure the ones that I would say from there are your guys's. So I'm just going to say one word: Glacier.
He's
Everything-
not in the top 50?
He's not in the top 50.
Oh,
Wow.
Spoiler alert: Glacier is not in the top 50. But yeah, like, I don't know why WCW thought it'd be a good idea to make Sub-Zero a real person and then to give him a shitty moveset, but yeah. Glacier, Wrath, Mortis. At the time, that was the shit for me. I loved it, but it was so bad. So bad.
I do remember Glacier fondly, actually. We're just like, yeah, it's just like the Mortal Kombat guy, and I was in, man. I was in for that.
Were your worlds about to change?
My world was about to change. Oh yeah.
Especially with all
Oh.
the snow falling down on his
Yeah.
entrance.
Oh yeah. Wheels, what do you remember about WCW Nitro?
Oh, what do I remember? Okay, somebody's going to yell at me. I know it's going to happen. But I remember when Kevin Nash punched Eric Bischoff in the stomach and powerbombed him through the stage. That was one of my most favorite moments. Why? Because it was after all that we're invading, blah, 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 who's the big guy, blah, blah. And I enjoyed watching Eric Bischoff go through a stage like a champion. And then we got evil Eric. So that was mine.
I also refer to him as Oily Eric
Yeah.
a little bit. LB, what about you?
I'm going to say one word, Sorg. Arm bar.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yes, that's for those that know, Man of the 1002 holds
Four.
four holds Chris
Four.
Jericho in his feud against Dean Malenko.
Christoph Jericho.
They went to break. He had a giant paper listing all of his
Armbar.
moves, and he lists
And
armbar.
went to commercial and came back and was still reading it.
Yes.
That's what made that gold, by the way.
Bob, you have J-Town. What do you remember?
Anytime I get a chance to mention this, I mention it.
Mhm.
When Kevin Nash picked up Rey Mysterio and threw him at a trailer like a dart. One of my favorite all-time wrestling memories. He threw a man like a dart. Head first into a trailer. One of the most physically impressive things I've ever seen.
I gotta say, second and
Until Brock, I think it was Brock Lesnar swung Rey Mysterio like a baseball.
Oh my god!
actually,
I
wasn't that
I
was
think
Big
that
Show?
was Big Show.
That was Big
Oh,
Show.
was it Big Show?
Yeah.
Okay, I knew it was somebody
believe that
big.
was Big
So, yeah.
Honestly, both of them probably did it.
Anything where you use Rey Mysterio as a prop or weapon.
That was
amazing.
the lawn dart was also seconded by Leg Kick TKO in the chat room, and I don't think anybody's gonna pick this, but she also says Ralphus Security Systems with Jericho.
That was
Oh,
on
yeah.
the DVD. Ralphus is on the DVD. And
Nice.
if I
I'm,
remember
R.I.P.
correctly,
Ralphus. I'm glad that you're still
quite
being
high.
remembered by the WWE.
I picked something from November 15th, 1999. For those of you who didn't listen to the Thursday game show that Mike and I were graciously...
Which is great. Please check it out on the Wrestling Mayhem Show Superfeed.
thank you, Sorg.
Just Google it.
The 1999 worst gimmick is involved in this. I think it was 1999, but one of the worst gimmick was in this segment. The powers that be created what I would like to call the most racist match I have ever heard.
Yep.
Because you got Psychosis,
Mm-hmm.
Hoovy,
Yep.
Silver King,
Mm-hmm.
El Dandy,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
and Villano 5, or V. I'm not sure which one. And this match turned into a pinata on a pole match.
And as if that wasn't offensive enough, the person doing commentary on that match
Good
was
old
Ed Ferrara, dressed as JR with Bell's palsy,
okay.
being Oklahoma.
Stick.
Pinata!
Stick.
Pinata!
Stick.
By the way, that is definitely on the list. I think that may have been top 10.
Oh my goodness.
I think that might have been top 10. And if you buy the Blu-ray, you can watch that entire match.
Why? Why would you watch that entire match?
Oh,
I mean,
Riz, I watched it. Oh, it's glorious.
Like all the guys on the actual match put on a hell of a match.
Yes, they
But
did.
it was for a $10,000
Yep.
in a
$10,000.
pinata.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Didn't WWE at one time have Super Crazy and all them come out on lawnmowers?
Yeah,
at one
they
point?
did.
Yes,
That
they
wasn't
did.
a match.
Yeah, that wasn't a
was
match.
the-
That
that
was
was
their
their
entrance.
The
The best
was
part of-
the worst match.
The best
Yeah.
part of the pinata on a pole match, the pinata actually fell off the pole.
Multiple times.
Yes.
That's what I remember about it. Like they were trying to cut away from the actual area where the pinata fell, hooked it back up, and the pinata fell back down. And it just was a matter of, I believe it was Psychosis or Hoovy, just trying to throw the actual pinata to the ground in order to break it.
Jeez. Guys, I remember, I think the finest moment of Nitro, the peak, if you will, Goldberg and Hulk Hogan at the Georgia Dome. Also, probably the stupidest booking in professional wrestling that
Oh,
you
yeah.
did
Way
the
stupid.
Georgia Dome and gave away that match for free. Just shows the misguided, like, you did a TV show in the Georgia Dome, which hosted a WrestleMania years later.
Made in Georgia.
Made in Georgia. There it is.
Yeah, they had 40,000 people at that Raw, at that Nitro store.
40,000 at a Nitro. The peak. Obviously the peak. And obviously the beginning and the end.
Mm-hmm.
As far as that goes. We didn't know what to do beyond
But
that.
also the beginning of the end, because they did not have an out for Goldberg.
No, they didn't. There was no contingency
They had
plan.
no out.
Nope. And it got bad. It got sad. From the chat room, also, Matt Carlin says, I remember the Horseman reunion when they were all in tuxedos and they brought back Flair, and he basically went berserk on Bischoff on the mic. I remember that.
Yeah.
I also remember the
That was so
unfortunate.
entertaining.
I also remember the unfortunate my spot. and the making fun of him with Kurt Hennig.
Not
which
just
is
any liver spot.
Oh.
No, not my spot. Not my liver spot. Not my dog spot.
Oh.
Spot.
Oh, guys. Anyways,
That
at
was
that
on
point,
the-
let us know. Hashtag remember when. Let us know on the Facebook, Wrestling Mayhem Show, the group as well, Google Plus, and at Mayhem Show on Twitters. If you have any WCW Nitro memories you'd like to share with us, please do. Or even on the comments on YouTube. I know we've seen a couple on there, I think, recently as well. Guys, big shout out to ProWrestlingTees.com. You probably heard about them over on the Colt Cabana podcast. We got shirts over there too, guys. We do.
Woo-hoo!
We do.
Hey, Sorg, like this?
Yeah, wait, you're stilled. Hold on. There it is. There it is on the video if you're on the video with us. He's got the property of WMS Wrestling Mayhem Show shirt going on there. We got some other great stuff, including the Good Times at WrestlingMayhemShow.com. We got the great logo, Wrestling Mayhem Show, WMS. But while you're there, support us. Put that in your cart, but also check out all the great wrestlers. Bobby the Brain Heenan, checking out, reminiscing about him with Saturday Night's Main Event on the WWE Network. He's got merchandise up there. Other awesome talent like ACH, Anthony Nese, Blue Meanies out there selling shirts. These are people that are not collecting a WWE paycheck. Help them out. They're independent workers, independent contractors, or they work for TNA, so they don't have money anyways. Please support them over on ProWrestlingTees.com, but please start at ProWrestlingTees.com/WMS and support this poor podcast so we can not screw up the video. Sorry about that in the first half for you
Wait,
guys
was
on
that
video.
Mr. RJ City I just saw?
Is RJ City on here? Wait a minute. Wait, QRS? What?
I think no, that's probably
No, that's not him. That's not him. Sabu, who, hey, didn't know this? Sabu was on Nitro?
Oh, yeah.
That promos for that. I had no idea.
I was like,
No clue that he was on WCW. He was gone or was ineffectual by the time I started watching it.
Oh, yeah. Sabu, I think, was only on maybe 3 weeks of Nitro.
Woohoo! Glad you left the ECW for that one, guy. Wow. Wow. So, have you guys been catching up? You guys watched a lot of Nitro? I know it's only been on, for like a day, probably. But if have you watched more than the first episode, anybody?
No, that's just the first.
No,
episode.
everybody's just about on the first. It is. I guess you haven't really had much time to do it. But the Monday Night Wars, I know that has been interesting. So they slammed through about 3 episodes last week. I know they were putting another one up maybe tonight.
Yes, about Degeneration X.
About Degeneration X. I like it so far. It's definitely bringing back a lot of memories for both sides, because I was flipping a bit. I know myself, and settled on Nitro. Eventually, for a long time, a long time. It was pretty good. They set up pretty well the build up to the Monday Night War with the first episode that we've seen previously. They had the rise of the NWO and they had the rise of Attitude, which really is kind of sequential, even though there is overlap. But I like what they're doing so far with that. What have you guys watched the other episodes?
I haven't been able to watch the Rise of the Attitude Era one yet.
Mm-hmm.
But I watched the first one and the Nitro one, and it's just so much fun. I love that it's mostly all new interviews, and it's still through kind of rose-colored glasses, some of it, but at least it's a more honest take than they've taken in the past.
It is.
About the Monday Night War, because if you watch the Monday Night War DVD after watching any of these specials, It's a different story. It's a different story that they're telling.
I feel like I could just put that aside. Two things. I feel like I can just put that aside, and that's not even a factor anymore. I also feel like the rise and fall of ECW can be put aside, because the Paul Heyman DVD gave me a much broader story of exactly what happened that he can tell. At least in comparison to
I
that.
still like the rise and fall of ECW though.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
That's an accurate depiction of ECW. It's not as in depth as the Paul Heyman stuff, but it's still very accurate, I think. It doesn't paint ECW in a bad light or anything like that, but it's very honest.
Mm-hmm. Anybody else been watching it? Have any thoughts on it? Nobody? Is it just me and Mike? Me and Mike are catching up with the network. That's it.
I just want a Chile flag.
What?
I just want a flag.
Did we talk about this on air? This thing that Bobby was transfixed by the flag store on the
there was
Mall
a
of
flag
America.
store in the background. Where? Why would you need to go to the mall to buy a flag?
All right, you know what? Not to
it was the Mall of America.
Not to replace what
They
I
had
learned.
other countries' flags.
Not to replace what I learned from wrestling this week later in the show, but for those of you that did, what did you learn from watching that first episode of Nitro? Because I feel like it was very educational.
I miss Scott Norton.
Me too.
You had a big moment there with Macho Man.
Mm-hmm. And why was Eric Bischoff the authority figure, even though he's just a commentator on TV?
Yeah. What is he doing here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
He has no business being here.
Well, he played that kind of loose and fast like Vince did back around that time, too.
Okay.
Because, like, sometimes they would bring it up, sometimes they would completely ignore it. But, yeah, I mean, you have to have some sort... Because the only other authority figure in WCW at the time was J.J. Dillon, I think.
Ooh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you need someone bigger.
And that was a little later, too. That was, like when NWO really had taken over, I thought. That it was JJ.
Yeah, I think he made sparing appearances, but not like in the first Nitro, but around that era he was there too. Oh, and what did Mongo do to his dog?
That poor dog. That poor dog. Like I watched to the end of it, it looked like that dog had enough of this whole situation.
I miss Hulk Hogan selling. I miss Hulk Hogan chilling pasta too.
Pasta Mania is running.
Pasta Mania, brother.
And if there was an era where the Hulk Hogan looked more like the Crypt Creeper, it was that one. He's got the long hair.
Eyes?
What's that?
Now he has Muppet eyes.
He has Muppet eyes, yeah. I mean, he just looked sickly to a certain point then. And the hair was weird. I don't know. It was just super, super odd.
It was the 90s. Cut him a break.
It was the 90s. At least he wasn't wearing like neon, right?
That was pre-divorce.
That was pre-divorce. Well, the divorce wasn't that many years ago, too.
Yeah, the divorce was when he was in TNA.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I said pre-divorce.
Yeah. But I don't like that the Macho Man was wearing Slim Jim colors.
Yeah.
I'd like to think of him as more than a corporate shill, but that's pretty much all he did.
Was the Macho Man wearing Slim Jim colors, or was Slim Jim wearing Macho Man colors?
No, Macho Man was wearing Slim Jim colors.
No, I like to think the opposite.
Oh, no. Oh, boy. Well, anyways, other than that, we noticed last night, we were talking about this a little bit. I don't know, on wrap-up or after the wrap-up, we determined this. Stacked Raw for next week to a point. Of course, taking on the doubleheader for Monday Night Football.
Not even stackier.
They're calling it the season premiere, too.
It kind of is. Probably a new theme, maybe. I mean, they've already kind of changed the graphics with the new logo. But some interesting... So, one, it's been announced in the last 24 hours, Jerry Springer will be a part of Raw.
I wonder what he's going to do.
Oh, cool. Sorg, I have a question.
Huh.
Is it, in fact, 1997? Was I not paying attention?
We were just talking about
1997?
Yeah. It is Attitude Era week.
It is, and that makes sense. It is
that'll be
very
next
attitude
week, though.
era
That'll be
to the
next
point
week.
where we're brought.
I almost wish he brought on Dr. Phil for the Bellas instead. And I'm not an advocate of Dr. Phil, but at least it'd be a touch more current.
Yeah, I agree.
Bring
Or at least
on,
shout out Oprah. Just bring Oprah there.
bring on fucking Dr. Oz and have him eat coffee bean extract and then get
Oh.
cancer.
Oh wow!
Quack.
They're all quacks,
What the
Riz.
hell? That got
No,
that got
real
weird and angry.
doctors, Riz.
Tonight on Monday Night Raw, the cast of the Chew.
What?
This episode of Raw, it seems like they're just one musical guest share away from being Saturday Night Live.
No, Saturday
You know
Night
what?
Live's
You know what?
funny.
You know who could fix the Bellas? Gordon Ramsay. There, just push him.
Wow.
No.
And on
I
top
was
of that,
gonna say
Bella's
something.
Kitchen.
I don't know. I get a little weird when of course Raw is the variety show. Raw is, let's be honest, we don't come here for good wrestling at this point. Am I right?
We could.
We could.
Earlier-
We have.
One or
in the
two
year.
good wrestling matches
Okay.
Earlier in the year, there was a
per
lot
week.
of good wrestling.
Yeah.
And then it got
Did
back.
we not mark out for the Miz switcheroo that just happened on Raw?
That's true.
Mhm.
That's true.
And wasn't that match
Tried
fucking
twin
awesome?
magic.
I love that he screamed action before he ran in.
Yeah. And he ripped off his pants.
Yeah, and actually on main event tonight, it was Damian Mizdow that was hosting Miz TV. And when he called for footage, he screamed roll tape.
He cut an interesting promo on the Sandown 60 app where he was talking about playing cards, and he said about the king does something, the queen does something, the jack does something, but there's also the Joker who positions himself in the mid card, in the middle of the cards.
Oh.
And he's like, but the Joker always has, and he lifted an ace out of his sleeve. He's like an ace up his sleeve. It was just really neat, an interesting promo. I want to see where they go with it, if anywhere.
From the chat room, leg kick goes Gordon Ramsay plus Bellas versus Robert Irvine plus Gail Kim, best tables, ladders, and souffles match.
And
If we say that long enough,
under 30 minutes.
Alton
if we
Brown's
say that loud enough, TNA will use it as a gimmick.
On a poll, even. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what's happening
No,
with what.
Wheels TNA has already filmed so much that they can't use that right now.
Good
They're
point.
They're filmed up to October. They're not using that. I can promise you that.
Oh my God, Riz, you're right. It does look like Michael Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and that's also happening. Juventud Guerrero or
Yes.
Michael Jackson in the chat room right now.
Yep.
You want to see that? Yes.
See, Michael Jackson's not dead.
Questionable.
He's
They've
a
done so
wrestler.
many things with luchas.
That was from 95, 99.
I have a feeling and of course this Attitude Week. What are they doing for Attitude Week? Yeah, are they showing? Are they
Attitude things.
Attitude?
I'm
things?
sure they'll try to get Stone Cold to come back for a thing, and that won't work. So they'll get Hulk back for a thing, and that'll work.
I think they're just showing random. They're just uploading more Raws from the Attitude Era.
Mhm.
That was what JBL was trying. Was
$9.99.
That's what Cole was saying.
Every episode is $9.99.
Yep, every episode $9.99. It's not $9.99 a month anymore. It's you watch one episode of Raw, $10.
That doesn't seem right.
Hey, you be
Did
nice to
anybody
JBL.
see-
He's an old man with severe brain damage.
And they are listing on the schedule Attitude Era Raws. It looks like Wednesday night it's going to be prime time. And we talked about schedule a little bit in the past for WWE Network. Yeah, there's a lot of like a repeated thing going on. Starts like it seems like from about 4 p.m. until about maybe 2 or 3 a.m. Everything in a 4-hour block kind of rotates.
West Coast Sorg.
It's West Coast and other countries. I really think.
Yeah.
Because I think that's across the Atlantic. That's kind of more prime time ish probably for them around that 4 o'clock time frame. So everybody's going to be spoiled, I guess.
I saw on my Facebook feed earlier today. I guess it's on the WWE.com's shopping part, but they're selling shirts.
Yeah.
Saying $9.99.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Really?
It's gotten out of hand.
And those shirts actually cost. The shirts cost $20.
Ridiculous.
LB, did you have something?
It's not gotten out of hand.
Yes, it has.
No, it's working. Because
Has
people are holding up signs at the show that say $9.99. We're talking about it on this show. It's a running gag now. We are advertising for them.
However, the guy at Raw that had the signs that said I could be watching Nitro at home for only $9.99 got his signs taken away and he got kicked out of the building.
Why is that? Especially why? Wasn't he like threatened with criminal prosecution or something?
Oh, is it that guy?
He almost got arrested.
What is up with that?
Well, he judging by the eloquence of his posting online, he doesn't exactly seem like he was behaving calmly when that happened.
No, not a wrestling fan.
I know. It's difficult to.
Not a wrestling fan who's paid so much money to sit in the front row and hold up a sign. You're telling me that guy is not cooperating with the law?
What the hell? What just happened?
Sarcasm.
Some wrestling fans are assholes.
Yes.
Oh.
That is exactly what I'm saying.
Yes.
Let's not have a discussion about the inclusiveness about the community of
let's
wrestlers.
not do that.
That didn't work earlier tonight.
I'd rather go back to babies wrestling over wrestling themes again.
What? Oh yeah, that was in the first half.
Yeah.
All right, guys. You know what? On that note,
RKO and another baby.
On that note, guys, please let me know, what did you learn from wrestling this week? Who wants to go first? Who would you learn, Riz?
I learned that Jake Roberts is a fucking machine.
What happened with him? Officially?
He was admitted to the hospital. He passed out on the plane. I think you guys mentioned this last week.
No, I think it happened since.
He didn't pass out. He passed out at the hospital.
He passed out at the hospital.
He had severe chest pains and something else.
And he's diagnosed with double pneumonia.
Oh, jeez.
And a mass on his brain.
Wow.
Jeez.
And he is now still alive. That man cannot be killed by conventional weapons.
He had cancer earlier this year.
Yep.
Yeah, yep.
I'm pretty sure Jake Roberts is the Keith Richards of professional wrestling. He will never die.
He is the Terminator. He's come to save us.
It's just one thing after another with him. It's crazy. I God bless him, but holy crap! You know, I it's so great that he's come back. You know, but I was really worried. Please don't let anybody else die from this year's Hall of Fame.
Oh no!
It would be really weird.
That's what.
Like this is the cursed Hall of Fame. You know, not to mention that they had two guys going into it that you didn't think were going to make it to the Hall of Fame 2 years ago.
Yeah, and they're still alive.
Yeah, and they're the ones that made it.
And then
DDP Yoga.
Feel the bang.
DDP Yoga. Front row on Raw, by the way. DDP Yoga. Bobby F. J-Town, what'd you learn this week?
I learned that John Cena would really, really like us to tag him in.
That sign. Maybe that's what he intended.
No.
You think?
No.
You know what? Actually, I do kind of agree with that because he does have a sense of humor. Because if he would have turned his head and saw, because he did turn his head and see the big Titantron that showed him holding up that sign.
It was like the best part of Raw.
He would have turned it around and showed the other side.
It was the best part of Raw, though.
He didn't, and that, my friends, is why he wanted that to happen.
Amazing. Wheels, what'd you learn from wrestling this week?
You know what I learned? I learned that hair removal creams really do work.
What?
Check the Mayhem Facebook. you'll see what I'm talking about.
No, I don't know what you're talking
No,
about.
I don't
No.
know.
No, include everybody
I really
else.
hope you posted a picture of your balls.
Oh,
Otherwise, I loaded up Facebook for no reason.
Tell
Look
us
at the post that I put in there from NXT.
that doesn't help us on the podcast.
Yes.
Oh, is it the one with
Paint us a word picture, Wheels.
Okay, fine. I'll
explain
paint
to the
you.
audio listeners.
Yes, I will paint a picture for the audio listeners. I'm sorry, I forgot about that.
Some people are listening in their car, damn it. Or
Yeah, I'm
jogging
sorry.
on the CrossFit. Wait, that's not right.
People
No,
listen
no.
when they lift weights, Wheels. People
Yes.
like me.
I'm too out of shape
Yes.
to watch people do CrossFit.
Okay.
Okay,
Wheels,
I'm painting a picture right now. Okay.
Wheels,
What?
paint your picture.
What is happening?
I'm
What?
painting a picture of two wrestlers going into a hairdresser shop and asking for hair removal cream. Why? Because they wanted to use it on another wrestler. They argue over this gigantic bucket of hair removal cream and spilled on a gigantic poodle. A big black poodle.
Whoa.
All right.
I got
We're talking
weird.
about
First of
yourself.
all, yeah.
Is this about Enzo
First
Amore?
of all, yeah. The first of all,
Yeah.
that's the tag team that he's talking about.
Yes.
Second of all, the place that he went to is called Hair.
Of course it is.
All right, this is getting weird. Let's move on. LB, what'd you learn from wrestling this week, please?
Oh, Sorg. I tell you, buddy, I just don't know. Oh, I learned that. All right, here we go. I learned that Zack Ryder still makes enough money to buy new gear.
I get squashed by Rusev.
They brought him in to get squashed by Rusev to punish him.
I still think
That's
he's
what
the
I
bunny.
read.
You think he's what?
I still think he's the bunny.
I would hope so. Give him something.
Bunny's
to do.
double
Paycheck.
Mad Mike, did you go?
No, I didn't.
Go ahead.
I learned two things this week.
Mm-hmm.
I learned that the best way for Dean Ambrose to come back would be for him to eventually be hiding under the wooden table where they keep the cinder blocks.
Hmm.
And when Kane pulls it up one time, it's Dean Ambrose, and he just goes crazy.
Oh my God, that'd be
I can
awesome.
only envision HappyScaryDean now.
I really want that to happen.
I learned that Chibi wrestling is the best thing ever on the internet.
Well,
Only seconded by that. Oh, you weren't done?
No, I said two things.
Oh.
Oh, I learned a second thing too.
Oh,
Go
no.
ahead.
I also learned that Brie Bella was the second gunman on the grassy knoll,
Oh.
but I never told anyone that.
Growing Up Bella was the best hashtag last night. Go
it
look
was.
it up. It's a blast
Yeah.
on Twitter.
Oh,
LB?
and by the way, for those of you who follow the Mayhem Show account, be prepared. Sunday night, I will be live tweeting Total Divas.
And so there's that. LB, what did you say?
I learned a second thing, Sorg. I learned that that Brie Bella is actually a hive of intelligent bees wearing a human suit.
Sorg,
Wow.
Sorg, I'm going to redeem myself on the whole stupid hair removal thing.
Don't be so sure.
Oh, Wheels learned a second thing.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
What
You
is
know what
it?
I learned? Don't mess with the bunny.
Don't mess with the bunny. Thank you. Thank you. Guys, Wrestling Mayhem Show. Did I get everybody? Wrestling Mayhem Show. You can check us out. We're over at WrestlingMayhemShow.com. Please subscribe to us, like us, comment. Let us know how we're doing if you like this episode on iTunes, Stitcher, Spreaker, YouTube, iHeartRadio in video and audio formats. Maybe the video is a little rough this week. You can also check us out on that email address. Good times at WrestlingMayhemShow.com 412-206-WMS0. You can also big thanks to Michael Allen at Mike Allen PR on the Twitters for helping out with show notes and tweets all night long. You can join us here every Tuesday at live.sorgatronmedia.com and join us in the chat room and become a part of the show. Also stick around 11 p.m. For the Indie Mayhem Show where we talk to our friends in indie wrestling, myself and Eamon. who is the announcer down there at Inspire
Never
Pro
heard of him.
Wrestling. Weekly interviews. Go and look up the Indie Mayhem Show on all those outlets I spoke of before, or look up everything at the Wrestling Mayhem Show super feed on Stitcher and iTunes as well.
We play games sometimes.
We play games sometimes. Go check it out. So with that, for at Mad Mike, at DJ Lunchbox, also known as at the Papa Lunchbox, please also check out at Panel Riot, at Bobby F. J-Town, at Hot Wheels RWA, which you can also check out at RWA Pro, at Mad Mike 4883, and at the E-Riz. I'm at Sorgatron, and we are at Out of Here.
Just wait, just wait.